yet again, it's like being one long war with America. So manufacturing still hasn't been brought home. How little would you have to pay an American worker to make a smartphone or an electric vehicle affordable for the average consumer if it's not being made cheaply abroad? So instead of building a concrete base to their reality, the US concocted an illusion spun out of candy floss and fairy dust, it seems. And the American dream is now a coma dream, and I wish they'd all snap out of it. When he started his hybrid war on China, he launched the trade war in 2017, 2018. Trump imposed these huge tariffs that the US consumer pays. And it seems that we all had to argue that for a long time before the penny dropped. So he's doing that all over again, except even more. So that's how he kickstarted inflation and brought America's recovery from the Great Crash to a crashing end. Because do you remember, for the beginning of the 21st century, inflation was near zero. And it's like people need to join the dots and work out, well, if our stuff is being made really cheaply and lots of it in China, and we're able as a nation to live beyond our means, then what does that mean if he suddenly, takes a wrecking ball to that? So people are surprised there's inflation. So, of course, someone has to be held to account for this sorry state of affairs. So who is it that they blame? Oh, China. So in picking on China, they get a 2-for-1, because China is both a scapegoat and the golden goose that's envied by an ailing Western system at the end of its cycle. So welcome to late capitalism. We're at the bit where it eats itself. And I said way back that China was the newly rich kid wearing a Rolex who'd strayed onto mafia turf and was about to get rolled. I knew as soon as Western leaders saw China's beautiful cities, growing wealth and social cohesion, that they'd want to knock it down like an angry toddler at the beach, stomping on other kids' sandcastles. And here we are. There's no logic to it. They're driven by so much envy, and never mind greenbacks. It's like the green-eyed monster is in charge of everything. So after years of acting as lowly factory to the world, China's finally caught up with the US and is overtaking it, both economically and technologically. And China is resented, not because it's doing anything wrong, because it's not, but because America's ruling elite rested on its laurels. The richest nation on the planet failed to invest in infrastructure and its people. It sucked the economy dry with vast profits and tax cuts until the top 1% holds about as much wealth as the bottom 90%. And today, even Elon Musk acknowledges that the country is going bankrupt. So the